Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making this 3D fireplace that I've designed. It's an easel card, but there's depth on the mantle, on the hearth, which is built into the card base, and on the actual fireplace surround as well. As you can see, I can put my finger in behind there, and there's also like a place to put your picture that you want on there. And I don't think this is just about Christmas, because this would be a great Father's Day card and things like that. It's all how you decorate it. So we've got a 3D mantle, and I've also wedged some artwork through the middle there just to put on top of the hearth. The good thing about it is it folds flat. So this section folds down for posting, and then you bring this over and you can see then you get a sentiment. You've got a place to put a sentiment. So when they open the card, it says Merry Christmas from our house to yours. And this will all fold flat and go into the card. Then it all just pops back up again and goes into an easel form. So the hearth is the stopper for your easel there. So you can see that the hearth is what stops the card from falling forward like that and going flat. So that's going to be what I'm going to show you how to make today. I'm going to show you the whole process of how to make the card, etc. If you want the artwork, then you can get it from my Ko-fi shop. I will put a link in the description. The artwork comes like this, and you just need to cut out the elements. I've just printed this on paper. Obviously, you'll print it on card if you're going to use it. And also, there'll be instructions with that and some pictorial as well. But if you want that, I'll put a link in the Ko-fi shop. It'll be $1.99, and also in my Etsy shop. So I think we'll get started and I'll show you how to make it. So what we need is one sheet of 12 by 12. Now what you need to do is cut that sheet down into two sections of 4-inch long, and then you've got your other 4-inch on the end there. Now this 4-inch one on the end, which is that, out of that we're going to make a 5 by 2 3/4, and that is 2 spare pieces right there. So like this card has a very strong pattern on it, and I haven't put a message on the inside of this one yet. So what I would do is use this and matte layer to make sections inside. So it's going to be useful, and this is double-sided card, that's why it's got such a strong pattern on the back. This one we just need to cut down to 10 3/4, and this one to 5 2 3/4. Okay, so the pattern is going to change direction because this is the mantle, if you like, on the top of the fireplace. So let's get going with this one then. I'm just going to go and cut that one down to 10 3/4 because I haven't done that. So now I've got this extra little strip as well. So these 3 pieces are for decorating, etc. You can put a bit on the envelope. Why not? So we'll start first of all with the 12 by 4. Okay, so this one here. Take a scoring board or ruler and measure if you don't have a scoring board. And you're going to put it right side down onto your scoring board. Let me just get that so you can see it. There we go, you should be able to see it now. Now we're going to make these measurements. They're all on the instructions if you buy them. If not, then you need to write them down now. So put the card landscape with the right side down, and you're going to score at 3/4 of an inch, at 1 inch, 1 3/4, and 2. So it's basically 3/4 and then a quarter, 3/4, then a quarter. So that's what you need to do for that bit. And then you're going to score again at 5 and 8.5. So 5 here and 8.5 there. And that's that one done. Okay, so we'll do one at a time. We'll do each section separately. So this is your base card. So now what you need to do is fold all the score lines as valleys. So that just means making the card a V shape rather than up the other way, which would be a mountain shape. Now if your card's a bit tough, put a steel ruler up against it and fold against that so that it doesn't, you know, go off. So you can use the edges of your card to make sure that you're in line. Now I know this card cracks quite a bit and breaks, so make sure you've got a good cardstock. I quite like the effect of this card. Now you can also make your own, obviously. So this is going to be a card base with your built-in hearth. This is the built-in hearth. Now all you need to do is put glue to the edge of the right side. So this last piece here, which is the 3/4 inch strip, you're going to add some glue or tape. I might do tape actually, just because it's going to take quicker. Let's give me a finger lift. I'm just going to put 2 pieces on. I'll put one down on my pokey tool. Oh, hello ribbon. And then put another bit closer to the edge. Like that. Then we're just going to fold it over at the 1 inch mark. So you know we did 3/4 and then 1. So we did 3/4 and then 1. So that's the 1 inch mark. And now we're level with the 2 inch mark. So just going to fold it over again or close the card onto it. And then you know it's going to fit. So you're just going to reinforce that way, fold it back the other way and reinforce it that way. And now you've got your hearth stopper on your card. Simple as, eh? And then these will need reinforcing to make it stand up. So you can see the card is cracking, but it's okay. So there we go. You've got your easel base done. Simple. Then we're going to move on to the 10 3/4 by 4 piece. Same thing, need my scoreboard back. This is obviously going to be different. I say the same thing, you know what I mean. Right side down. Right side down. And then we're going to score this one at, can't remember, let me just have a look at my instructions. 1/4 and then 1/2. So 1/4 and then 1/2. Like that. And then we're going to score it at 5 1/2 and 5 3/4 again. I sound surprised. 5 1/2 and then 5 3/4, like that. Okay, so that's that one. That's all the score lines that you need for that one. So we'll take that one away, and then we're going to make the folds as valleys again. Like this. There it is. And then that final one, I'm going to turn it around the other way. We have a better chance of, it's good because all the score lines go in, so they're all going to go the same way. Makes it on all of it. That makes it nice and easy to remember. So it's just giving you some depth to the front of your card. Now, if you've got dies, you can do this next stage with dies. You can make a frame and you can cut a hole to fit the frame. But we're going to do it with a paper trimmer. In the instructions it tells you all the measurements that you need to do if you're going to be marking it with a pencil, etc. So you need the card to be like this way round. And you've got your 2/4 inch strips there, and you're going to be cutting the hole in here, in where there's the same place where you scored it. So what you need to do is you're going to be scoring 1 inch in from the edge. I'm going to turn mine around because I'm on a trimmer. So 1 inch in, measure 1 inch in. You've got your 2/4 inch score lines up there. That's a really bad measure, Sarah, get it on there. So 1 inch in, and then you're going to score a cut from 3/4 to 3 3/4. So let me just see, it's quite difficult. You probably can't see this, can you, because of the card. So that's my 1 inch mark. So I'll need to go to my 3/4 mark, which is there, I believe, and cut to 3 3/4, which is there. And then you do the same on the other side. So you're going to go from your 1 inch mark, like that. Oops. And then you're going to cut. Oh, I'm having trouble holding this. We'll get there. Hopefully today. I'm just going to do the same thing. So hopefully it's at 3 3/4. Then go back to 3/4. That would make my side simple, wouldn't it? I'm going to turn it over so you can see better. I've just made 2 slits from 3 3/4 down to 3/4 down to 3 3/4, like that. So you've got 2 slits. Just literally going to cut those across there like that. So we know that's going to be 3/4 of an inch in, and we know it's an inch in from the edge, and stop an inch in from the other edge like that. So that bit's free, and then we're going to do the same here. So you need to come down 3 3/4, so I'll measure it this way because I haven't got the length. 3 3/4, going to go back up like that, and then the centre bit pops out like it should. Hallelujah. So we've got that one all done. There's another spare bit there for you to decorate with. Don't need that bit. Now the only other thing we need to do on this stage is to pop the picture that you're going to do. Now if you're using my artwork, as long as you've chosen your card size A4 or 8 and 1/2 by 11, because it works for both, you can just pop that in that way. So you have to have the fireplace upside down, so to speak, like to the right, you know, the bottom to the right. So it shows you that on the instructions that I've got. There's a picture there showing you how to lay it down once you've cut your hole. So we're going to glue that in place. I might use this glue, some Hunky Dory construction glue. Got to buy some more of my favourite glue, Pinflair. I've got a bit, but this is quite good as well, actually. It does move around quite well. So just pop that on, and you would normally, you know, smooth it all out to the edges, etc., before you lay it down. Stop any lumps and bumps, things like that happening. Just smooth that down. Make sure it's not on the score line. If it is, then cut it down before you lay it down. You've got those 2 score lines, so you've got one that comes over like that. One is a little bit on the score line, so I'm going to pull it forward a little, like so if I can. If not, we'll leave it. There we go. There we go, it's in now. And then just fold it back. And then the last bit you need to do with this one is just to add some glue to this final 1/4 of an inch piece here. Just fold it over. I'll use this glue as I've got it out. And this goes onto the back. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to put the frame on, because when it's flat it's easier to add the frame. So if you're using dies and you've cut a frame to go over that, or you've cut out the frame that I've provided, then this is a good time to glue that in place there like that. So that covers up any mishaps on your cutting and things like that. You can see there's little cuts that go over the edge that are not quite right. We don't want that, do we? Oh, no, no, no. I'm just going to glue around this edge here like so. Probably can't see what I'm doing. I'm just putting glue on the back of the frame. And then pop that frame in place there, just to cover up those mishaps that I've made. Make sure the frame's on. Looks like I cut my frame too big. Not my frame, my hole. Couldn't see what I was doing, so I've cut the hole a little bit big, so that's good, because this will cover that up. Just about, I think. Just about in there. There we go. Slide it over and glue it down. Let it take. Bit of glue there, just wipe that away. And any glue on here, just rub it off. So you've got a nice frame there. And I did cut the hole too big because I couldn't actually see on my trimmer what I was cutting. I was guessing. So now we've got our frame, we've got our fireplace in there, which looks really cool. And then we need to turn it over and just, I'm going to snip this bit off, because where I've cut it too long, I'm just going to snip that bit off there so it doesn't interfere. And then we're going to lay this down, so push that, fold there forward, and then wrap this around the back, make sure it fits, and then glue it down. I think I'll use my Pinflair. Just get some going on here. Come on. Just run some glue along that edge like that. Smear it down with your baby finger tool. Hold that down and push that up. because you want it to be able to fold flat in the post. I'm going to use a bone folder. Well, it's not bone folder, it's plastic. Scoring tool to make sure that that's on there. You're not going to see this. That's going to be stuck to the base, so don't worry about that. So now you can see you've got your dimensional front with your fireplace, and you can see it gives a nice shadow in there. And then it's just time to add the mantle, make the mantle. So the mantle's 5 by 2 3/4. Again, we're going to have it right side down like that, but portrait, so the long 5 inches coming down this way. Okay, and then we're just going to score this one. This is like it's got 3 3/4 inch pieces, so we're going to score it at 3/4, 1, 1 3/4, and 2. So you've got a 3/4, 3/4, 3/4 panel there like that. And again, they're all valley folds. So I'm just going to put that one over there, that one over there, that one over there, and that one over there. And these two, so this one, you see that last panel there? If you show a 3/4 and a 1/4 and then put the glue on that wrong side of your card here, you can fold it over while it's flat and glue it down. Makes life a lot simpler. I should have used tape. It would have been a lot quicker. When you know it's going to work and you don't have to do manoeuvring, it's fine to use tape. I use wet glue a lot because you've got manoeuvrability, but with this one we know it's going to work. So just pop it that way and then fold the mantle the other way as well, because you want to make sure it will squash. While it's flat like this is the only time you can make these changes. So you've got your mantle. Now you've got a bit on the back there that's folded over, so make sure that goes to the back and the bottom, that crease line, fold line, the last little bit that came over. It's not a fold line, it's the edge. So make sure that goes at the bottom like that, and then that mantle will go on the centre at the very top like that of your fireplace. It will glue there. But first of all, if you need to trap in there whatever you want to sit on the mantle, because if you want your card to be flat for posting, it's got to go in there. So that's why I've created this little section here to show you that that's where it sits, to be in the centre. But I am going to snip off, you don't have to do this, but I am going to just angle it just to make sure that no green pops through. Just cut that little bit of holly. Same here, just cut a little bit more of the holly and angle that like that, and then pop it on like so. I can still see where the middle is, and that's exactly where it needs to go. Now I would put it probably, well, it doesn't really matter. You can either put it onto this one or you can put it onto that one. It doesn't matter because the mantle's going to cover it up. So you want it to be level. So you could put a mark on there if you wanted, so you can see where the back is, like that. And then add some glue. You could even draw a pencil line actually. Let's just draw a pencil line roughly. So we need that pencil line to disappear if we're putting it onto the fireplace from the back. You'll see what I mean as I do it. So put some glue onto that one, the wrong side of it. Smear it all in and then pop that on the top. So what I'm saying is it's got to be on the top here, not this. It's got to be on this first fold at the front. So fold that back, and you want that to be in the centre, and you want that pencil line. We know we want that to disappear. Okay, so make sure that disappears, and you're right up to the holly points as well. And then give that a good old squash down like so. And we've got our mantle in place like that. And then this one goes over the top, so it's obvious where this one goes. Like I say, keep that. You can see there it doesn't look as nice because that's the bit that's folded over and glued. So make sure you glue it along that edge so you can fold it down and put it up to there like that. And then you can use like grids if you've got them, or measure it to make sure that it's in the centre. So you can see that's off a bit, so it would go like that. But I need to add glue to it first. So glue to the back where that line, I keep saying line, but you know what I mean, the edge of the card that we folded over. It's got 2 thicknesses of card. Put that at the bottom, the edge at the bottom. And I'm going to smear that down. Oops. You know what I've done, don't you? There is nothing on the edge for it to glue to. So just put glue in the centre bit, or even on there. And then we pop that on. Use our grid to line it up before the glue dries. I'm going to get this in the centre. And then it needs to come over that way a bit and up. Because it needs to go right up to cover up that green line. Squash it down. Use a scoring tool to make everything flat again, like so. Then it will fold up like that, fold down, fold up, fold down. Oops, my glue's come off my frame. I need to add a bit of glue there. I'll do that afterwards. Just pretend that's glued properly, like so. So that's that. And then this goes on to here. So we're going to pop that and it goes right to the bottom. It sits like that inside of there. Yeah. So just this bottom area. So there's your mantle. Flipped over up the top there out the way. You're only putting glue on here. And sneeze. Try not to. And it's on the right side, you'll notice. So you put the glue on. Do it better than me. Smear it all around. And then add this. Not that bottom section, because that's your depth. So the flat part. Where you have that join look, this is where it's going to get covered up now. So just put that right on the bottom, like so. And this goes into a 7x5. It makes a 7x5 card, so it goes into a 7x5 envelope at the end as well. So I'm just going to use that there. So you can see we didn't put any glue up the top there, and that goes like that. The only other thing we need to do now is add the stockings, but also the sentiment. So when you pour this down, when you post it, all of these things fold forward, okay? So they're all going to fold forward like that. And now you can cut out your sentiment. Now I did give you a plain one on the artwork as well if you're buying the artwork. And with the plain one you can put anything in you want. You know, Happy Father's Day, new home card maybe, anything like that. So this is where the sentiment goes, in the centre, wherever you like. And it's just nice because otherwise when you open it, take it out the envelope, it's just going to be a blank piece there. So it's nice to have something for them to see straight away before the messages that you pop inside. Look how bad that card's cracked up the top there. There we go. So there we go. So it is actually upside down, the sentiment. So that's why you need to lay the card down and pop it in. So we've got that, and then it's just cut out these 3 stockings if you're making a Christmas card, obviously. And then pop your mantle up if you want, or leave it down, and then just pop them on where you think you want them to be. I usually tend to go one each side first and then do the one in the middle, because because they're like an odd shape, they can look different. So you only want to put glue on the edges of these little pieces. Now you can have them higher up if you want and put the glue across all of the tab, that's fine. So fold it down, and just, if you want a little bit of the stocking on there, just go like that and hold it. I think I'm going to have to make a bigger frame for that, but I've really cut it low. It's gone right off. Be a bit more careful than I was when you got your frame. And then there. Can have it there, I think. So then I can put this one where it looks good. If you put the if you go in a row, then the last one can look odd. So it's better to do the 2 outsides first and then pop that one where it looks good. I think it looks good about there. Oops, if it wants to stick. Not enough glue. It's a bit frugal there, to be fair. There we go. Pop that one in there and squash. There you go. You've got your Christmas fireplace dimensional easel card. That's really bugging me. Got to go and sort that out now. Oh, well, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.